This free fix could save you $800 at the dealer, but only if you know when it actually works. That clicking noise behind your dashboard, heat blasting in July when you want cold air, AC that suddenly stopped cooling the passenger side of the cabin, these symptoms send car owners to the shop every year paying $300 to over $1,400 for blend door actuator replacement. But here's what most people never hear from their mechanic. Sometimes the actuator isn't broken at all. It just lost its calibration, and recalibrating it costs you absolutely nothing. What I'm covering today is exactly how to reset a blend door actuator on Ford, GM, and Chrysler vehicles, and more importantly, how to tell whether a reset will actually solve your problem or whether you're about to waste your time. Understanding what this component does tells you whether yours needs a reset or a full replacement. So let's start there. Mounted inside your HVAC housing sits a small electric motor roughly the size of your hand, and this motor controls a flap that mixes hot air from your heater core with cold air from the AC evaporator. That mixing action delivers the exact temperature you dial in on your climate controls. Here's where it gets interesting though. Most of these actuators don't use mechanical limit switches to know their position. What happens instead is the HVAC control module drives the motor until the door hits a physical stop, senses the current spike when the motor stalls against that stop, and stores that position as a calibration endpoint. Battery dies or gets disconnected. That stored calibration data disappears with it. Your control module no longer knows where the door's endpoints are, and the whole system needs to relearn them from scratch. That's a recalibration problem, which means it's free to fix. Pay close attention to this next part, because it determines whether you save money or waste an afternoon. Recalibration works when your symptoms showed up immediately after a battery disconnect or replacement, when there's no clicking noise coming from behind the dash, when the blend door moves partway but won't travel its full range, or when your vehicle sat parked and unused for an extended stretch. On the other hand, replacement becomes necessary when clicking or ticking persists for more than 60 seconds at startup, when that clicking existed before any battery event occurred, when temperature locks completely on hot or cold with zero movement whatsoever, or when dual zone systems have one side working fine while the other stays stuck. And here's why that clicking sound matters so much. Plastic gears inside the actuator eventually strip, and one manufacturer describes the failure like bending a coat hanger back and forth until it snaps. Once those gears strip, the motor spins freely but can't move the door at all. Clicking happens because the controller keeps hunting for that current spike, indicating the door hit its stop, but stripped gears never stall the motor, so that spike never comes. No reset procedure anywhere will fix stripped gears, but symptoms that appeared right after jumping your car or swapping batteries, those point straight to a free fix. GM trucks and SUVs from 2007 through 2019 with automatic climate control respond to a simple fuse pull method. Start by turning your ignition completely off, then locate the HVAC or ECAS fuse in the underhood fuse box, which is typically a 10 amp fuse, though the exact location varies by model year, so check your owner's manual. Pull that fuse out and wait a minimum of 60 seconds, though some technicians recommend stretching that to 2 minutes for stubborn systems that don't want to cooperate. After reinstalling the fuse, turn the ignition to the on position, but keep your hands off every HVAC control for at least 40 seconds. And this part matters because the system cycles through its recalibration sequence during this window, and you may hear actuators moving around. Turn the ignition off afterward for 10 seconds, restart the vehicle, and test your climate controls to see if they're responding properly. Successful recalibration resets your temperature controls to 74 degrees as a default. One detail worth knowing: vehicles equipped with the manual HVAC controls rather than automatic climate control only respond to the fuse pull method, and GM specifically warns against using scan tool procedures on those manual systems. Ford's calibration approach changes depending on what year your truck rolled off the line. Smart Junction Box fuse 15 handles 2015 through 2020 F-150 trucks, while BCM fuse 46 targets 2009 through 2014 models. And either way, you need to pull that fuse for at least 1 minute. After the fuse goes back in, turn ignition to on with the engine staying off. Wait a minimum of 30 seconds without touching any climate controls. Then fire up the engine and check whether your temperature responds correctly. Ford actually documented blend door problems on these trucks through Technical Service Bulletin 23-2-115, which covers 2015 through 2020. 150s along with 2017 through 2022 Super Duty trucks experiencing temperature doors that stick or bind. That condition throws diagnostic code B1081:07, and the factory fix involves component replacement rather than anything a simple reset can address. Forscan offers another path worth exploring if you want deeper diagnostic capability. The software itself runs free, with an extended license costing about $12 yearly. And paired with an OBD link adapter, it lets you reboot the FCIM module, which triggers automatic recalibration across all your blend door actuators. Chrysler products equipped with automatic temperature control have a calibration trigger built right into the button layout. Turn your ignition to the on position, press the power button and recirculation button together and hold both for 5 seconds, then release and watch for the LED lights to start flashing. Calibration wraps up in under 3 minutes, and steady LEDs that stop flashing signal completion. Ram trucks running single-zone manual climate control need a different approach. Hold the recirculation button for 10 seconds, release it, then immediately press and hold again until the light flashes. Dual-zone systems respond to pressing and holding all 4 temperature arrows simultaneously for 5 to 10 seconds. Watch those LEDs closely though, because flashing that continues past 3 minutes indicates the system detected a fault, which typically means mechanical damage requiring full replacement. Newer vehicles present a challenge that catches people off guard. Models from 2018 forward carry a secure gateway module, blocking aftermarket scan tools from accessing vehicle systems, which means professional diagnostics require either an auto-auth subscription or a dealer visit to get around that lockout. RepairPal data breaks down exactly what dealers charge for this repair across popular vehicles. Ford F-150 owners face bills between $296 and $403. Chevy Silverado repairs run $553 to $772. Dodge Ram replacements hit $617 to $879, and Jeep Grand Cherokee owners pay $640 to over $900. Those numbers get painful fast when you factor in dealership labor rates averaging around $143 per hour nationally. What really drives costs through the roof on certain vehicles is actuator location. Driver-side actuators often sit where a mechanic can reach them in about an hour, but passenger-side actuators on GM trucks mount on top of the HVAC housing, behind extensive dashboard components, pushing labor time anywhere from 5 to 11 hours depending on the specific vehicle configuration. 60 seconds spent pulling a fuse becomes a lot more appealing when the alternative means handing over that kind of money. When resets fail and replacement becomes unavoidable, a common mistake costs people twice. Aftermarket actuators from brands like Dorman show up priced between $12 and $35, while OEM parts run $40 to $80. And that gap makes the cheaper option look obvious. Forum threads tell a different story though. Dorman units failing again within 1 to 2 years appears constantly in owner discussions, while OEM parts keep working for 5 to 10 years or longer. Blend Door USA, a manufacturer focused specifically on these components, states it plainly that aftermarket actuators lack the strength of OEM units and can fail immediately or drag on a few years before giving out. Spending $30 extra on the factory part makes sense when you consider what's at stake, especially on vehicles requiring hours of dashboard teardown to access the actuator. Repeating this job because a cheap part gave out defines false economy perfectly. Everything comes down to one question. Did your symptoms appear after a battery event, or did they exist before? Jumping your car, replacing the battery, or having electrical work done, followed immediately by climate control problems, points toward trying the reset first, which takes under 5 minutes and costs nothing. Clicking that existed before any electrical event means stripped gears, and stripped gears mean replacement regardless of how many times you pull fuses or hold buttons. Either way, you now know exactly what you're dealing with and what it should cost. Drop a comment if this saved you a dealer trip, and subscribe if you want more videos showing you how to fix things yourself and keep that money where it belongs.